I don't know who needs to hear this, but you miss the feeling, not them. In that relationship, they had you repeatedly riding that roller coaster of highs and lows over and over and over again. Getting the compliments, the affection, the attentiveness, the deep conversations, the intense eye contact that they gave you that created that intense chemistry, the plans for the future, all the things that felt like love. But then getting the lies, the deception, the betrayal, the withholding of that same intense eye contact and chemistry and connection, the rage episodes, the coldness, and also getting the blame for it all. Feeling those intense surges of dopamine when the love bomber showed up, but then feeling those intense surges of cortisol when they took their mask back off and their true self showed up. Getting that anxiety and fear every time you can tell that they're turning cold again, but then getting that euphoria and delusional happiness when the person from the beginning decides to pop their head back in every now and then. Feeling all the effects of the abuse at once every time the devaluation starts, but then feeling intense relief when it feels like they love you again. Endlessly going back and forth between feeling completely devastated and hopeful. You rode that roller coaster so many fucking times that your body became used to the structure of the chaos and addicted to the highs, without even realizing that they went behind your back and remodeled the ride to where the only high on it was like it came from a kiddie ride. After that one little kiddie high, the rest of the ride was just you going to the pits of hell, and it dropped you off there. And then once it let you off in the pits of hell, you had to go on your own and climb all the way back up to ground level and then do a whole fucking presentation about why you were worthy of coming back above ground level, and then beg them to get back on the ride again, just so you could get that one little tiny bullshit kiddie ride high again. By this point, you were actually the one who was creating any high that you got from it because you did all the work to get there. Y'all, you don't miss that person who put you through all of that. You just miss the highs that were a part of the cycle that they put you through. And even those highs weren't even high anymore. It felt like they came from a fucking kiddie ride. And we're not going to sit here and ignore all the shit you had to go through and all the work you had to put in on your own just to get that tiny little high. If we were to sit here and make a list of all the things that you miss about this person, qualities that are specific to them as a human being, and not the person that they showed you at the beginning, but the person that they were the majority of the time at the end of the relationship, because that's their true self, it would be fucking crickets in here. So the next time you find yourself sitting there going into this spiral of feeling like you miss them, and maybe even thinking about reaching out to them, you need to remind yourself of two things. Number one, the person that you are envisioning is not who they are. That is the person that they pretended to be, and going back to them won't make that person real. And number two, you don't miss them. You miss the high from the cycle that they put you through. And remember, all that high ended up being was the high of a fucking kiddie ride.